A forgotten artifact lies in pieces on a planet far from Earth. Few know it exists except those who took it back and those whose ancestors created it. 4 young people are thrown into a race against emissaries of the gods to find his pieces. Mistrust, greed, and magic are tangled in an endless web. What will the fate be of the universe once it is found and reassembled? Get Scepter of the Gods, The Rod of Truth now on Amazon, and get wrapped up in the saga that will not let you go.
Good morning, and welcome to the Motivational Devotion, where we are merging motivation and spirituality to create a daily dose of confident positivity. I hope that this morning's podcast will help you to be more spiritually and positively motivated so that you can transform your day. Good morning, I'm Mark the Writer, and I want to thank you for joining me today as we continue our series, 50 Ways to Love Your Soul. I hope you've been able to follow along with the series and are finding it helpful in getting your new year going in the direction of your lifelong goals, as well as in deepening your spirituality. If you know anyone who could use some encouragement in setting goals or spiritual development, please share this podcast or the blog version from motivational-devotional.com. Do you have a bucket list? I had one. I lost it. Working on a new one. It includes things like doing a long zip line, hiking the entire Appalachian Trail, camping at the base of a waterfall, things like that. I've adjusted the zip line to where it's going to be a tandem zip line. That's going to be fun. I have elected to become a partner in crime with a close friend to help her accomplish her own bucket list, which I found out not long ago includes skydiving. I do have to say that was not on my bucket list, ever. I love being in a plane looking down from 20,000 feet, but there is this false sense of security that you have a floor under you, you know? It's not really a floor, not like the foundation of a home. It's a sheet of thick aluminum attached to other pieces of aluminum that are only suspended in air by the speed you're going. I love the sky, but I wouldn't like coming out of the sky at hundreds of miles an hour. As I've heard in the past, it isn't the story that will kill you, it's the ending. I find that unsettling. And so with skydiving, I realized that, well, let me go check Google. Okay, found this. According to the United States Parachute Association, approximately 2.5 to 3 million jumps occur annually in the United States. That statistic is from gitnux.org, gitnux.org. on their sports statistics page. The mortality rate quoted on the same page is roughly 1 in every 250,000 jumps. So, let's go on the long edge of that with the 3 million jumps, which would mean that on average, 0.04% of skydivers die. Well, that's a really low percentage, isn't it? That's even lower than the mortality rate of driving on your vacation. Of course, you don't have other skydivers usually coming head on now, do you? It will take me some months to work up the nerve, but I'll do it. I mean, I finally ate 2 tomatoes today, which makes sense if you listened to my podcast a few days ago about love a new food. First time I ever popped a tomato into my mouth, chewed it up with no dressing, and it was raw, and swallowed it. I did it, and it was good, really good. I love a new food. Working up to go skydiving will be the same way. No difference. While I think it will be exhilarating to watch the ground gradually seeming to come faster and faster, I hope I will be able to roll onto my back and just watch the sky from that high up. Not the whole way down, that's not safe. But that's the point, isn't it? And why they call it skydiving? Oh, I guess not. It's called that because you dive from the sky, not into it, like cliff diving, you know. Hopefully you don't dive into the cliff. Anyway, if you're diving out of it, aren't you, depending on one's perspective, diving out of it? Anyone could see you from the ground and would see you as part of the sky. What some people call terrifying, I think I would really find peaceful. The rush of wind over my ears, the furious fluttering and flapping of clothing, anticipating the right moment to pull the parachute cord, and then drifting down to a place to land. Even then, the end can be dangerous, but with some training and good prep, we'll be ready. The main reason I'm looking forward to it is that I've always loved the sky. I was one of those kids who always wanted to be an astronaut when I was little, but then I saw the Apollo astronauts going through their training on a TV special, and they were getting lots of shots in their arms. And that did it right there. Seriously, back then I was terrified of needles, and I was the kid in the doctor's office who screamed bloody murder when I had to get a shot. Being an astronaut would have been cool, but not if it meant getting a shot. I look back on that now, and that seems so silly to give up a dream for that because I get blood work or a flu shot without batting an eye anymore. That one thing caused me to give up a possible career in the sky. That's okay. No regrets. Seriously, no regrets. I can still love the sky right where I am, and maybe one day soon, when it warms, you might join me, so to speak, some afternoon by going into your yard, putting out a blanket, and laying down to look up at the clouds, the sun, or maybe even the stars. I think about some of those dystopian movies like The Matrix, where people never, ever see the sky. Can you imagine that? Never having been able to watch clouds, see the sun, feel its warmth, look up at the wondrous spectacle of the depth of space at night, or watch a storm roll in. The sky is just as much a part of our daily life as the ground, the air, and our food. Yeah, it's way above us, but it protects us from the sun's harmful radiation, and it gives us life with rain and sunlight. It also fuels so much mystery and imagination that we've gotten thousands of books, TV shows, and movies about exploring it. So, I think we should love the sky partly for what it means to us, but also for what it inspires in us. Take the time to look up, marvel at it, and even get lost in it. And here's a really profound thought. When you consider that all of creation is conspiring in your favor, all you see out there is just a smidgen of all of creation. The potential power behind that entire universe is what has your back. You literally cannot lose. Love the sky. Indian aerospace scientist and statesman who served as the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, said, "Look at the sky. We are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspires only to give the best to those who dream and work."
Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page, following @Threefold Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Motivational Devotional is a production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.